Expedition Ocean Change mit Arved Fuchs. Abenteuer mit Tiefgang zwischen Arktis und Antarktis. Herzlich willkommen zu dieser Podcast-Folge. Hier ist Bärbel in Hamburg. Arved ist zurzeit in der grönländischen Hauptstadt Nuuk und hat dort ein Bordgespräch mit Qupanuk Olsen geführt, das ihr hier in voller Länge hören könnt. Wie wenig weiß die Welt eigentlich über Grönland? Diese Frage hat das Leben von Qupanuk Olsen grundlegend verändert. Die gelernte Bergbauingenieurin machte während ihres Studiums in Australien und auf Reisen in die USA und in andere Länder immer wieder dieselbe Erfahrung. Über ihre Heimat Grönland ist kaum etwas bekannt. Also begann sie unter dem Namen Grönland, grönländische Kultur, arktische Küche und die Landschaften ihrer Heimat online zu zeigen. Und sie erzählt vom Alltag als Inuit. Heute ist Qupanuk Olsen Grönlands bekannteste Influencerin. Je rund 500.000 Menschen folgen ihr auf YouTube und TikTok, weitere je etwa 300.000 auf Facebook und Instagram. Bei der Parlamentswahl 2025 zog sie mit 202 Stimmen für die Naleraq in das grönländische Parlament ein, trat aber schon bald darauf wieder aus, um Leiterin der Grönländischen Technischen Hochschule in Sisimiut zu werden. KTI heißt die größte grönländische Bildungseinrichtung, erzählt sie. Qupanuk lebt heute mit ihrer Familie in Sisimiut. Wir haben sie schon vor längerer Zeit für das Bordgespräch angefragt und uns riesig über ihre Zusage gefreut. Sie ist zurzeit im Mutterschutz und kam zusammen mit ihrem Mann und ihrer 2 Monate alten Tochter nach Nuuk zum Bordgespräch auf die Dagmar Aaen. Im Folgenden das Gespräch in englischer Sprache.
I came back to Greenland in 2014. And then I used to work for the government of Greenland, for the Ministry of Mineral Resources. And then I started up my own business with Q's Greenland, my channel. So I've done social media courses and many different things. But I'm now the director of the biggest educational institution of Greenland, KTI. So yeah, I'm the director there now, but I'm on my maternity leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to give you an impression why we're here and what we are doing. So the first time I came to Greenland was in 1979.
79.
79, wow. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. Way before
life was different
born,
at that time.
Before my husband was born as well.
and ever since we are coming back, not every year, but nearly every second year. And
so you've been here many times?
Many times. We also spent a winter in Itukutomit on the boat and winter in Upernavik and went up all the way to Sirapaluk and Kanak. And,
wow. Yeah.
So
you've been all the way up to Sirapaluk?
Yes,
God.
several times. Yes.
You've seen more of Greenland than I have.
We traveled with the hunters across the ice cap and from Sirapaluk all the way up to the Humboldt Glacier and twice across the ice cap as dog teams. And so, so just to give you an idea why we're here. So Greenland has become very important in our life, and so that's why we're interested. And of course, we became witness of climate change and what's going on. And for example, when we came to Itukutomit in 1997, we were beside the supply vessel, which was an ice-breaking vessel. We were the only vessel that got into the fjord because there was all the snow east, this heavy drifting ice, and we got in there, and it was complicated to get in, and it was complicated to get out the next year. And now it's just open water. So you got icebergs, but no pack ice, no sea ice anymore. And, at least not during the summer months. And so when I came to Greenland for the first time, so in Germany, hardly anybody knew anything about Greenland. So maybe looking at the map and saying, well, that's Greenland, but they didn't know anything about the culture, about the people living there, population, nothing at all. And that was probably one reason why I started to come here, because I wanted to look behind the curtains and see what life is up here. And eventually we got this boat and we rebuilt it. It's an old fishing vessel, nearly 100 years old. It's 95 years old, and we found out that's a good way to travel and spend some time wherever it's possible and talk to people and trying to get people involved. Well, what you are doing with Q is basically what we are trying to establish also a bit to tell people more about the country, about the culture, about the cultural aspects.
Yeah.
And of course, since Donald Trump made this attempt to buy Greenland, so it was on the news everywhere, and then all over Europe, I think, and then Germany, of course, as well.
Yeah.
And
all
so
over the
it
world.
has changed everything. So the attitude towards Greenland, I think, and so I would really like to hear your opinion about the situation between Greenland and Denmark, of course. I know through many talks with the Greenlanders that they are not very fond of being an associated member or whatever with Denmark, so they want to be independent. The question is, has this attitude changed since Donald Trump said, well, we're going to buy Greenland? Or what he said, one way or the other, we will get it. I mean, that's outrageous, I think, to say that.
Yeah.
Has that anything changed?
It has definitely become more like a daily conversation topic, whether we should be independent or not. Before Donald Trump's interest, it was like there was only few of us who were fighting for Greenland's independence. And it was we almost had to hide talking about it, talking about Greenland's independence, because it wasn't like a topic you would just openly talk about. Because it was, I don't know. There's so many people who still wants to be part of Denmark. And then there's the other group who wants to become independent. So it's like between those two, the topic of Greenland's independence were almost like a no-go, a subject you wouldn't talk about by dinner or by other occasions. But after Trump's interest, it's like the biggest wake-up call for every single Greenlander, because now we have to decide whether we want to become independent, whether we want to become part of the U.S., or whether we want to stay with Denmark. So there are those three opportunities now. And because of that, it's like every single Greenlander needs to have an opinion now. Before Trump's interest, it was like we just didn't talk about it. Like we could just hide behind the curtains and just pretend that everything's fine. So it has definitely put movement towards Greenland's independence.
I mean, Greenland has its own government, its own parliament. It's a democratic country.
Yeah.
So it's associated to Denmark. So I think as far as foreign policy and so on, but you're very much on your own anyways, so far. Or is that not the case?
It looks like that on paper. And what we talk about. But in reality, like any regulation, any law is like copy-pasted by Danish law. So you have a huge understanding of Inuit. You said you've been around with hunters, and so we have the Inuit culture in Greenland. So we have a very different way of thinking, basic connection with nature compared to the Western world. So our regulation is not based on Inuit, the Inuit culture. Our regulation is based on Danish regulation. Anything we do is written by Danish lawyers or anyone who works in the government. And then we live it here in Greenland, or we are trying to live it, not based on our true own culture. I keep saying that it still feels like we are a colony under Denmark because we are not independent yet, and because there's so many regulations either controlled by Denmark or controlled by Danish regulation. So it looks good, when you just have a look on the surface, but behind the scenes, we are definitely not independent yet, and we don't have our saying by ourselves yet. And yeah, we are very much still under the control of Denmark, in my opinion.
And is there a difference of understanding of feeling between let's say, the small communities on the East Coast, like Tasiilaq or Itukutomit or further up in the north, and Nuuk is a buzzing place, so it's a modern city, basically.
Yeah.
And and if you go to these places like Upernavik, it's a small city as well, but people go out hunting and they go out fishing, of course. Mm-hmm. And so how do they feel about a place like Nuuk?
They say that it's little Denmark.
It's little
Denmark. Yeah. And when I was in Grönland for like 2 years ago, one of the locals said to me, he says, I forgot the exact word what he said, but he was referring to that I'm not a real Greenlander because I'm just from the south.
From Nuuk.
Yeah, because I'm from the south, like as if I'm not a truly Inuk or Inuit. That was really, really annoying to hear.
I can understand that.
To hear that, because many other places in Greenland see Nuuk as a slow Denmark. Yeah, but I'm so happy that we live in Sisimiut now. It's so different.
Is it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, and I can definitely see and understand what they mean about that, because there's so many Danish people here, and because of our new international airport, we have become much more international here in Nuuk. And so I do understand that when you come to Nuuk, it's not like real Greenland, because the real Greenland is out on the coast, the smaller places.
Yeah, we stopped on our way to here. We stopped in Tasiilaq again as well. And they seem to be quite unhappy, for example, because they canceled the flights from Iceland to Kulusuk.
Yeah.
And now everybody has to go through Nuuk and stay overnight, and it's twice as expensive. And I got the feeling that, Nuuk really doesn't care about the settlements on the East Coast. And they say, in Greenlandic, I think they call it Tunu, or the East Coast.
Yeah, Tunu.
Yeah. And that has everything, they call it. It's staying in the shadow of the rest of the countries.
Yeah.
And that's why I was wondering how you can find a common sense for the whole population, for all Greenlanders, basically, to stay together and find a political way, to enforce the independence.
Yeah. We are definitely the main 3 different cultures in Greenland: the East Greenlandic, the West Greenlandic, and the West Greenlandic culture. But one thing we all have in common is that we all, deep inside of us, want independence. We all want to live based on our own culture, based on our own language, based on just simply who we are. So, but any human being in the world wants that you want your own independence and control your own daily life, because you're the only one, we are the only ones who truly love or know how to be an Inuk in Greenland. Because we came here first, we are the ones who have survived for thousands of years, and it's our home. So of course we want to control our own home ourselves.
What would be the key to control your own home, as you said it? So it's an economical issue, I think.
It's not just economical. It's also decolonization. The belief in yourself, the belief that you can be the one managing or control your own country. How to say it in a way, but there's still many people who are very colonized. They still strongly believe that we cannot live by ourselves, that we need to be under Denmark to be able to have a normal daily life. But in my opinion, it's not just about the economics. It's also just simply about the belief in ourselves, the belief that we can do it by ourselves, that we can take over the fishing industry by ourselves. We can take over so many things by ourselves and start to control it ourselves. But how to say it? The bigger part of Greenland's population still haven't decolonized, in my opinion.
So it's a matter of education then also?
It's also a matter of education, but also the matter of the inner belief. We have been, since we were colonized back in the 50s, during the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, we have always been told, and still this day today, you cannot stand on your own feet. You cannot do it by yourself. You cannot do this. You don't have the education. You can't do that. You can't. It's like when you keep hearing that, you start to believe it. Yeah. But then you have to decolonize to really see how strong we actually are, and that we are allowed to live a life based on who we are. And so that decolonization journey is like a movement happening at the moment, and we are just like about the tipping over. So we will make many, many more people to decolonize and start to believe in ourselves and start to live a life by regulation written in Greenlandic first and based on our own true culture, because right now any regulation is written in Danish first, following the Danish culture, following the Danish language, everything, and then it's translated into Greenlandic afterwards. So it's like, it's just, yeah, we really need to decolonize some more and make people believe in themselves.
But this is more a mental thing, right?
Yeah, it's a mental thing. It is, yeah.
And on the other side, the economical side, I mean, I'm not a specialist, but I think Greenland is a very rich country. I mean, the fishing industry is probably the biggest industry in the country.
But the fishing industry is sold through Denmark. So Denmark is earning a lot of money every single year out of our fishing industry, because every single export from Greenland goes to Denmark and resold from Denmark to the rest of the world.
So you don't sell it directly?
We don't sell it directly from Greenland. So that's what we need to change. We need to start to sell our own product directly from Greenland to the rest of the world, instead of Denmark earning so much money out of this industry.
But you have also many other resources. Mm-hmm. The interest from Donald Trump, I mean, it was not just because of he wanted to have some military bases, or because he still has the military base and Pitufik space base and Thule area, and he probably have this agreement that he could establish other bases if in case it's the political situation requires that. But I think his main interest was maybe resources, like what's in the earth and
minerals.
Minerals.
Yeah.
Would you like a coffee, by the way?
Oh yeah, I would like some. Yeah. Yes. Would you like some coffee as well? No. Oh. It's. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
You want something else? No.
I'm good.
Yeah.
We are definitely very, very rich.
Help yourself.
Yeah. Mineral-wise in Greenland.
Yeah.
But at the moment, the minerals you can get in Greenland are still cheaper to get elsewhere, like rare earth or titanium, gold, silver, any minerals you can mine for in Greenland. We have huge deposits like for zinc and many other minerals, but they're more expensive to mine compared to the rest of the world. So Greenland is like a huge deposit just waiting for the right time, for the right price to be profitable to do mining activities. And of course, any country would be interested in taking another country's minerals for safety reasons, for the future, and so on. So yeah, I totally understand the interest of it.
I just heard that there's some oil drilling not going on, but planned in Skogsvisund area, close to Itokotormet.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about that? Or?
Yeah, the oil drilling plants and so on. Yeah.
But I heard that the government put a ban on oil drilling a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
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 So the U.S. does it through the back door, or how do they get the permit to do some oil drilling in Skogsvisund area, then, which is a very sensible area?
Any field activity needs to be approved by the government, the Ministry of Mineral Resources. So as long as the government is saying no, that won't happen. So, and as far as I understand, they have not yet gotten their permission to do the drilling activities, so it won't happen.
But they are building a road, that's what I heard.
Yeah. But they must somehow already gotten some part of maybe exploration activity approval, just to do some exploration activities. So they must have gotten that approval, and within that approval, they are allowed to build road to help them do exploration activities. So yeah, I sometimes think the fear is often bigger than the reality. That rumors become the reality in many cases. So I think that's one of the cases happening right now. Like they start to think that the huge oil drill, thousands of people will come to East Greenland doing drilling for oil, and there'll be so much more pollution. But they have not even gotten the permission. But just seeing the road make people think, oh my God, now they're coming thousands of people. So I think sometimes the reality is a bit different than the imagination or the
what might happen.
Yeah.
So you became a member of the parliament last year, right?
Yeah.
And
then I quit to become the director of the school I'm working for now.
Yeah.
It's a great position as the director of KTI. It's just I feel I can make a change there as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Das war Expedition Ocean Change, ein Podcast von Arved Fuchs und Bärbel Feening, produziert von Bärbel Feening.